Right. I'm Charlie. I'm going to do the code kata today, and I was kind of looking for something that I hadn't seen anyone do before, and I found the Berlin clock kata on Coder's Dojo. So the Berlin clock is apparently a set theory clock, and it uses these lights to show time, and it shows it in 24-hour increments. And so the top light shows the seconds, and it just alternates on the odds. It lights up yellow. On evens, it doesn't light up at all. And then the second line right here, it is hours, and it does 5-hour increments. So right now this says, it says 10, and then in the next line it does the rest of the hour increments, which are just singles. So right now it says 14, and then the next line is minutes, and it's every third minute is a red one. But all of these are 5-minute intervals. So this one right now says 35. And then the bottom one is minutes again, but just single minutes. So you can kind of see how it just counts up and counts up and counts up until eventually all of them are full, and it releases again to none of the lights being on. So that's the idea behind this kata. So I was going to start by initializing. That's spelled right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is the font big enough in the back?
Yeah, let's see. How do I increase the...
Are you on a Mac?
Yeah.
Command plus.
Command plus. Cool. Handy dandy. All right, and then so the first thing I wanted to do was create a little, to do the thing that counts the seconds. And so I was going to, let's see. And I was going to do it with strings. I was going to take strings and make them into integers, and then use the integers to basically tell me whether the light is on or off. So. And then I was going to, let's see. Oh, I was going to also, before each, create a new clock. And I'll just give it a time that I kind of liked, because it tested tested all of the lines. So at clock.
You're going to need some end statements before you actually run this.
Close the
Before
before
you-
block.
Yeah, your before block isn't closed.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. Expect at clock. And I'll just name it. Well, actually, I'll just test it first, because that's what you're supposed to do. And let's see. So I'll rspec.
I'm guessing command plus works here too?
Yeah, yep, that will work. I named it Berlin.
Can you go a few more times?
Yeah, sure. Is that better? Okay, let's see.
Very good.
Hmm?
Hit tab.
Tab. Oh, there it is, yeah. There we go. And there's one example and 0 failures. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, man. All right.
There was a big error message that it displayed.
Did it?
That wasn't the harsh back That was him not running it.
Tried to run the wrong, he tried to run the wrong.
Oh, that was
Right.
before, okay.
Maybe, I must be in the different, let's see.
No,
That's
you're
my
right,
place,
you're
it's my
right.
place, so.
You're good.
So that's good?
Yep.
That was the one.
When you want to run it now, you can switch out and just do up arrow.
Oh, yeah. And then, so I want to take the string, and so I need to build a thing that does that. So I'll do light, or seconds to light. and I'll have it take a seconds argument. And it will take the seconds, and if seconds, or %2, excuse me. What is that operator called?
Modulo.
Modulo, yeah. %2 equals 0.
It's the division remainder operator.
Yeah. I'll return the light off. Oh, and then else return light on. And then expect at clock seconds to light 2 equal, it'll be light on. So now I'll go back to my test, just run up working directory, there we go.
Save file.
What?
Save file, I think.
Yeah, I think I accidentally made 2 files in this one, so. So let's change directory. Oh, sorry guys, I thought I was all set up for this one, but it won't take long once I get the right one together. Because that's, need to be able to see the toolbar for see which
Document sites.
one.
Sorry, I was saying.
That should be the right one. So let's see if that works. So that must mean I'm in the wrong one.
No, it's still the right one.
Is it?
Yeah, here, go back to your test. And change the 31 to a 30.
31 to a 30?
So,
Okay. So it's just not giving me any, it's not being verbose about it?
well, no, it's showing you that it passed.
Right, okay.
Right? You happened to implement the feature before you had specified what it should do.
Yeah.
And the thing you specified didn't show that the feature did anything. Right? So
Okay.
I told you to change the number to show you that it would in fact fail if you
Yeah.
gave an expectation you didn't.
Okay. Well, now it should be smooth sailing, let's go. And turn on the first hours line, because the minute line gets a little bit tricky because of the red lights in the 15 minutes, or in the third intervals. So, and now that one should have a failing test, right?
No,
It'll just,
it won't do it.
Okay.
It'll pass.
okay.
You're not expecting anything yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So, I'll expect first minutes line to equal, or that's hours. First hours. And that will be red. This is red. All right. And now it'll fail. I got this. I think I got this now. Yeah, first hours line. And I'll take an hour argument. And I'll just do a really long if statement because I'll refactor it at the end. But if hours divided by 5 equals 0%. For the first line, I'll use the remainder. I'll use the modulo remainder for the second line of hours. Else if hours divided by equals 2. I know it's long and boring. It'll get better. And then,
Do you ever turn some?
oh yeah, that's it.
And then the parameter is hours, not hour.
Thank you. There we go.
It's still in the first line.
Yeah. All right. Now, let's see. Still failing. So, did I test it? Oh, because there's no 27-hour. That's stupid. That could be something. All right. So, there we go. There we go, yeah. Okay, so now I'll go to the second hours line. So it should take a string and return a second hours line to, and I'll expect second hours line 12 to equal RRO, same as the first one, but in a different context. So now I'll test it, and it fails. Yeah, I'm excited about the failure. So now we'll go to, whoops. Now I'll go to a second hours line. And it'll just be the exact same thing as this one, but with the modulo instead of the divisor, because that way we're getting the remainder.
You can just leave it exactly the same. Your test will pass.
Yeah, try it.
All right.
Pull that, it still might work.
Yeah. I keep going to that one. That's my finished one that actually works right. All right.
So what Ryan's saying is a really good point, because
Right.
if you...
You're using
your tests
I'm
all
using the
pass-
exact same thing.
If your tests all pass, but you know your code is wrong, that means you don't have enough tests.
Right.
So I suggest you write another test.
But he prepared it anyway, so it's okay.
Too late.
Yeah, you just made your code right.
Yeah. Because I knew what I was trying to do before I was, obviously. All right. I know that for that exercise, I'll rewrite the test later to get the exercise that you're talking about. All right. So now I'm going to do the same thing, take a string and return first minute and and a second minute line in different methods. And I'm going to do it in an easier way because I don't want to just do the 11 times, because that's what the third line will be. It's going to be 11. It does 11 possibilities. So what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is create a string, an empty string, and I'm just going to push minutes to it. And I'm also going to create. I know this felt kind of unruby-like when I first did it to test or to create this, because I have to count 3 times. I have to count every third. So I created a variable that counts, because I'm going to be using each blocks. I'm going to use times blocks, not each blocks, so I couldn't do it the way I wanted to. But so I was going to do, let's see, it was, I'm also going to create a variable for that takes the minutes and divides by 5. And I'm going to do or 3 times do. I'm going to push a y to push a y to the A string. And first I'm going to do, if I equals 3, I'm going to push an R to the A string. Because that way I'll be able to count every third. It'll push the R so that it'll make the red light on that third. And else A to Y.
How do you put it on?
Yeah, I have to increment it, and then I'll just I plus equals 1. Plus equals 1. And that. And then I'll do 11 minus B. B times do. And then I'll just push an O to A. And I haven't written the test yet because I didn't feel like it, obviously. Equal, it'll be R, Y, and then it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. I'll need an end on that test. Telling me
You added an extra end.
Yep.
onto this one.
It's hard to see though, because there's like a lot of.
Yeah, because I'm pushing it down like this.
Oh, there's one extra in there.
You mean this one?
One just.
Yeah.
So.
The one you just deleted was the extra.
Yeah. No?
I feel like there might be one in your test too. Can you make your test not have a bunch of new lines after the last test?
You mean just push them together?
Is there more lines in your file besides 31?
Yeah, scroll down, yeah. See,
Yeah,
there's
there's
an
an
extra
extra
end.
end.
Okay, yeah.
That one is
Okay.
extra. That's kind of
Cool. Feel like we're making this Kata a collaborative effort now.
I
Got
agree
6.
there.
Yes.
We've all been there, don't worry.
How odd.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, that's why. Return A. That'll work. No?
Yeah.
All R's. Sweet.
Well, you never decrement or write that down, you only check if I is equal to 3.
Right, right.
He's not actually checking if I is equal to 3.
Right, it's
Say.
yeah, setting it to 3. Yeah, it worked. All right.
Not actually, but or there's bugs with it, I guess.
Okay, this one's gonna do. This one is gonna only have 4. I'll write the test first because. Expect it. 27, 2 equal, will just be make that easier to see for the collaborative effort on this kata.
So those represent 10 minutes?
Those just represent one minute each.
Or 1 minute each? Okay.
Right.
Got it.
And then, so I will. Equals minutes, modulo 5. And we'll do sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna save you a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah.
Return, you wanna return Rs, right? For the number of Cs?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you need anything after that, or just the number, or just that? Do you need to pad it with Os?
Well, I'm using, it only return, it's gonna return Ys, but the same type of deal where it's just gonna return Ys, and O's for,
Okay.
Ys for on, O's for off.
So if you have the number that you want here of O's, of Ys,
Yeah,
okay, make a thing like A, make A equals, okay, quote Y quote. All right, times, no, sorry, asterisk,
yeah,
like the times operator, C. Okay, nope, C, lowercase c, okay? And then, do, and here.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
And
All
then
right.
and then do A less than O. Okay, in quotes,
yeah,
times, nope, asterisk,
oh, yeah.
parentheses, 5 minus 2.
I think it'll be 4.
Okay. Right, so that should create.
Right,
for
right.
you without needing-
Right, and it just condenses the same kind of thing that I was doing here. Yeah. Yep, and then the test passes. Okay. All right. So I was gonna do this, the same thing here, which I'll just change this code, refactor this code. Well, actually, I'll add the last thing that aggregates them all together. It'll take time. Okay, so I'll do time, and I'm gonna grab them from my time initializer. I'm actually gonna initialize this. So for the seconds, I'm going to do between 6 and 7. Well, the 6 and 7. And minute. This time. I'm going to grab them from the string, and they're going to be between 4. No. I forget the numbers for them. It'll be 4 and 5. That means that can't be right. And hour will be 0 and 1.
Yeah, the middle is 3 and 4.
Yeah. All right. And so I was just gonna.
Next minute.
Oh, yeah, 3, 4. Code Kata presented by Charlie and Brian.
I'm just nosy.
Stream up. Aggregate. Output. I know that's a long test, but that was just the way I did it to explain it to myself. And I'll expect clock that to time to equal. So it'll be seconds will be on, and that'll be a new line, and then hours, so. Let's see, yellow, 1, 2. Let's see where I did it. That's the way it was.
RR 00 for the hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of YY.
Okay.
That basically just matches what you have above.
Yes.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm nervous, so I didn't even bother looking at that. I just decided to do it all the hard way. Okay. And then, so now I'll take this and I'll do an output, so it'll be seconds to light, second plus new line. Plus first hours line, hour. Plus second hours line, hour. Plus first minutes line, or minutes line. Plus minutes line 2 minutes. So now that should be working, I believe. No? It's an undefined method now. That's great.
Which one?
For the at 2 Berlin time, it says it's undefined. Oh, 2 Berlin, that's why. Okay. Let's see if it'll work now. Still one failure.
Because you're missing a delimiter.
That's not the failure. It's the undefined
It
variable.
doesn't have a failure yet, it's an error.
It should be like at sign time, right?
At some time.
Okay.
3 times.
Right there. All right.
God, H is getting ahead of us.
Yeah.
We'll get to that error in a second.
So now it's just not saying the same thing here.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's like, it's close though.
Yeah, it's real close. It's getting there. I might even finish this before time's up. So there we go. Now let's see. Yeah, it worked. And then I was gonna. All right, thanks, guys. So I have a question for you. How could I have fixed that or made a new test that would have fixed what my problem was there, where it was doing the same thing, even though that's not really what I was hoping it would do? It was right at the beginning. It was right at the beginning with these two with the hours lines.
The answer is use more cases. Just choose
Okay.
different minutes or
Yeah.
different hours until you get.
Oh, right. It was mostly the case. It wasn't the. It was the case of the test, not necessarily the fact that.
Like you don't have a test for each of those 5
Right.
return values.
Right.
That you're at right now.
Okay.
One way of thinking about it that I think we try to promote here a lot, or a lot of us do, is basically every time you add a feature, and you should think of every one of those.
Every one of the
every
little-
if and every
yeah.
else if is another feature.
Is a feature.
Every
Okay.
time you do that, you should write a test.
Okay.
And you should kind of think of writing your code almost as a game to see if you can get your tests to pass in the
Mhm.
simplest way possible. So if there's some case that you haven't tested, when you're writing your code, you know you don't have to write it at that point. You can just skip that.
Rewrite first hours line to just be the particular string you use.
Yeah, I was gonna do it so it was a little bit different than I didn't want to do this. I just wanted to refactor at the end, but I ran out of time and I wanted to get to that question to
Oh.
figure out what was wrong with my test.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like you could replace that whole method with just quote RR00. Or sorry.
Right,
And your test
and
would
do it
pass.
one piece at a time and keep adding ifs. I wasn't thinking of it that way, and that was part of my problem.
And even something like a modulo operator, that itself has a whole bunch of cases, because
Mhm.
there's the it's less than 5, or if it's negative, and if it's greater than 5.
Right.
So you want to have like 3 or 4 tests for each modulo operator,
Mhm.
if you want to do this really systematically. And
Okay.
you still have a bug because of not having work cases.
Yeah.
What's that one?
There's a
Scroll down, I think.
where you do that I equals 3.
Yeah, you won't handle the case where there's like 2 red lights on the minute line 1.
The I plus equals 1 should have probably been I equals 1.
Should be like I equals 0. I think. Oh yeah, I equals 1.
It's one is fine.
Oh, yeah. Or
In the top part of the if
Right.
you've hit 3, you should reset
it
it
should,
to 1.
right, right. Or I could just try if I modulo 3 equals 0.
Right,
or
yeah.
is the value is 0.
So-
Yeah, that's, yeah. I probably have that in my other one. I'm just like,
What you could have done is, you could have left that line out, just not even write I plus equals 1.
right.
You know it was wrong, your tests would all still pass. So then you write another test that.
Yeah, that test
forces
to
you
the
have that
incrementer.
feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would there have been an easier way to do that than the counting the 1 to 3 like that? Because I was trying to think of a way to make it into an each block and that way count like that, and I couldn't really think of anything.
Probably lost it.
There's a bunch easier,
Yeah.
bunch other ways you could have done it.
Easier? like how though?
Like make a function that returns R or Y based on a number, and then map that to the numbers. Something like that.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Do you have more time?
I think we're pretty. I think we're out.
Yeah, we're
I can give you more.